You mentioned a minute ago about how politicians are always saying they're going to bring back manufacturing, and right now I'm sitting about 15 minutes away from what used to be Packard Electric, Lordstown GM, Republic Steel, and every 4 years politicians discover Youngstown. They all come out here. The rest of the time, it doesn't exist, but every 4 years, the media discovers Youngstown. The New York Times is here, Washington Post is here. Well, I don't think Hillary Clinton was here, which is why she lost. But
Right.
and these same people, when not that long ago, and you're aware of Youngstown as well as I am, this was a very labor-oriented area, heavy union membership, voted Democratic. Glenn and Metzenbaum, as far as senators go, we're probably as good as you're going to get. In the last election, I think it was voted 57% Donald Trump. And these areas in places like Michigan and Pennsylvania and Ohio, which are increasingly poor, increasingly part of that old, what used to be unionized working class, are now really part of the GOP base. And I just wondered, we have this vast inequality. We are talking about it now, but somehow people like Trump have managed to take advantage of that and jump on it and convince people that Democrats don't care about him, which is probably true, but somehow convince them also that he gave a damn. Because I have working class people here who, the Democrats don't care about me. It's like, yeah, you're right. But Donald Trump's like, how's that happen that these unionized working class areas of, people who used to have good jobs at GM, at Lordstown, at Packard, get a good retirement plan, buy a car, buy a boat, send their kids to college, and they're now the GOP base. Like, how did that come about?
Yeah, I mean, in many ways, that's the great question that stands before us as the test of whether we're going to be able to come up with a strategy that turns all this stuff around. We have to answer that question. So let me tell you as far as I've gotten working on. I don't think the Republicans won these people. I think the Democrats lost them.
Yeah.
I think the Democrats bear the responsibility. They came out of the Great Depression with a mandate and a base and a support that should have meant that they run at least a century virtually unopposed. Let's remember, Roosevelt was forced from below. He had the CIO, the greatest unionization drive in the history of the United States. We've never had anything like it before. We've never had anything like it since. In the depths of the Depression, the American working class went sharply to the left. It organized the CIO, and the CIO did it together, despite all their differences and disagreements, with two different socialist parties and the Communist Party. And those were important parties in the 1930s when they got big membership, and they basically formed that coalition, communists, socialists, and CIO. And what did they achieve? Well, they went basically, in so many words, they went to Roosevelt and they said, you've got to do something to get the mass of the American people through this horrific depression.